It's lovely to see a great American rarity, but the big question is it real? This little beauty arrived this week for submission to NGC, and those of you who are over in the States will immediately recognize it, but how real is it? I mean, is it real enough? I don't know. It's dated 1799. It's a $10 gold eagle, a very early one, and you might notice a couple of things about it. Apart from having a beautiful design, it's 33 millimeters in diameter compared to later eagles, which are only I think 26 or 27 millimeters in diameter. And this coin is meant to weigh around, well, exactly 17.5 grams. So the question is, does it weigh correctly? And well, it looks pretty correct to me in terms of weight. But if this coin is real, then it's a pretty valuable coin. It looks to be a details coin. If it's real, here's one that is obviously real and in very, very beautiful condition. But the question is, the coin that I have here, is it authentic? Is it a copy? Because there are so many pre-33 gold coins that have been very well copied and that I've had and submitted over the years to NGC that have come up with not genuine. And the question is this one of those coins, or is this one of the coins which actually is real and is going to make it through the system? It's clearly got a bit of a strange looking edge knock there, but we'll see. So quite a few other interesting coins have come in this week for potentially for grading and submission, but I picked this package out in particular just because it contained so many different and interesting things. This was an auction win by somebody who lives abroad, and they wanted to send the win to me so that I could pick out some of the things for submission for grading. So we're going to take a quick look through the things that they bought. Some of the things were cheap, some of the things were expensive. So the first one of these is a 1935 crown. Two things are immediately obvious about it. One is that it is a circulation crown, and you can tell that because the writing goes incused, goes inward on the rim, whereas the proof one, the writing is raised up. And unfortunately it looks to have been cleaned or polished at some stage. It's pretty shiny, particularly the monarch side, too damn shiny. And I don't think this is the kind of coin that you really want to grade, so this will go back in its envelope and just be enjoyed without being entombed in the plastic slab. Got another couple of these coins, 1937 crown, not in particularly good condition. Another one that I think is a pass when it comes to grading. Another one of these 1937 crowns, not a particularly rare year, and these coins look like they may have been cleaned or polished at some stage in the past, a little bit too shiny to get a proper grade. So what have we got here? This is kind of interesting already. So it's a tiny little box with a serial number on it, supplied by Birmingham Medal Company Limited, Medalist Silversmiths, and it's a really, really nice box, probably from around about the 1920s, and inside it, as you can see, is a gold sovereign. Now, there would have originally been some other kind of pin or badge or some other kind of gift from the British Legion inside the box. So that was obviously taken out, and they put this old sovereign in to protect it. It's got a little bit of copper spotting just on Victoria's forehead. But the thing that strikes you about this is it's got tons and tons of luster. It's in really, really nice condition. But a lot of these coins are in nice condition because by this time they weren't really being used for commerce anymore very much. So a lot of the veiled head Victoria coins have stayed in pretty good condition. But I definitely think that is one that I would recommend for grading with NGC, and we'll see whether it gets a good grade or not. It might even get a potentially a 63 or a 64. Then we've got some British silver coins, and you can already see just what nice condition they are. 1940 half crown. Don't really see that many 1940 half crowns, and not in this good condition either. Is it good enough to grade? I don't know. It's not a particularly expensive coin. It is in kind of BU condition. The condition is lovely. If it was me, I would probably grade this coin, but it may not get a top grade because there is a little bit of a few marks just on the surface, on the fields, loads of luster. Really nice coin, but maybe one of those coins that's on the edge of whether it's a good thing to grade it or not. Because the grading costs in some of these circumstances can be more than the cost of the original coins, and the question is, do you add that much value when you come to grade it? So there's another one here, 1939, another year you don't find too often, at least I haven't come across a lot, and also in really nice condition, obviously being really well kept over the years. Great example, and these coins are before 1947, so they are 50% silver. You've got a little bit of a mark there on George's face, and that may be enough to lower the grade a little bit, but altogether still a pretty nice coin. This one here is an older one, and really, really nice condition as well. An 1897 half crown, so 2 shillings and 6pence, in absolutely gorgeous minty condition. Really lovely. It's almost like it was kind of minted yesterday. It's absolutely beautiful. You can still see the dye polish marks, really, or kind of the little kind of hairlines from the dyes there that they used. What is it that Coin Connection do? Well, it's quite simple. They provide the best possible quality, and if you use discount code GEORGE in July, you get 2% off anything on the Coin Connection website. The next one I want to show you guys is a proof set that is very rare and very unusual. You can see that, it's from Burma, which is now Myanmar, and it was minted in 1952, and the circulation versions of these coins had millions and millions and millions of them minted. However, they only produced a maximum of 100 mint sets in proof quality, which is what one of these are. You almost never see them with the case, and they reckon that there are probably only 15 or 20 of these mint sets around, and they all 100 may not have been sold at all. So it's an exceptionally rare mint set. It's worth several thousand euros, probably worth around about 6,000 or so euros. That's about £5,500, maybe even more than that. There's so few of them, and they're really, really nice. They feature a Burmese lion, and each one of them has a slightly different version of the lion, a slightly different shape, and I think I'm going to have these conserved, because although they're in pretty good condition, they're so rare, and they do have a little bit of stuff on the surface, a little bit of schmutz on the surface, and I think that NGC or NCS will help to make the surfaces as good as they can. So if they're going to be slabbed, then let's make them as good as they could possibly be before they go into those slabs, because they may be in there for a long time. So the little copper one, and I think the denominations go from I think 1 up to 25, and then there's a kind of a super one. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing it correctly, but the denominations of these coins are in Pyas, P-Y-A-S. All of them except for the largest one in the series, which has got a different denomination. That one is called a Kyat, K-Y-A-T. So it's the Pyas are the little ones, and then the biggest one is a Kyat. So probably not a set that you're likely to come across, which is why it's pretty good fun to see it on the Numismatics channel, because it's the only one that I've ever seen in thousands of coins, and I'm really excited about how it's going to do at NGC and NCS, and how well it's going to grade, because very few of these have been graded so far, and they just look brilliant. You can see just how fresh and minty they are. A little bit of a few hairlines from being in the box, and the box contains a surface which can kind of rub backwards and forwards a little bit, so it may be that will be taken account of in the grading.